Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here. I hope you're doing well, and it's time for another edition of Let's Argue, where I dive into your hot takes, your uncomfortable opinions, your unpopular opinions and tough questions, and I respond to the best ones in segments like this. Let's go. College Dropout is better than My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and the people hyping up J.I.D to be the next Kendrick Lamar in the future are going to set themselves up for disappointment. Let J.I.D be J.I.D. Yeah, really, I think it's kind of hard to sort of put these stupid arguments forward when you're like, oh, this person's going to be the next Kendrick Lamar, this person's going to be the next this. The thing is, Kendrick Lamar is Kendrick Lamar. He's still alive. He's still making music. Like, he's not about to be replaced. He's still at the peak point in his career where he should be dropping his best material. I feel like to make that point, we would need to be another generation forward. Kendrick Lamar would need to be gone. J.I.D is going to pave his own way. He's going to be his own artist. Please just let him do that. He has so much talent, so much potential, and don't fucking ruin it by forcing some stupid comparison to another artist who he doesn't even really have that much in common with. Math rock is just music made by emos who can't play jazz. I feel like in a way that's kind of what the genre has become, sadly. Like, I don't know at what point math rock has just totally turned into this weirdly fused, emo-tinged Frankenstein monster when it used to be a very distinct thing. It just seems like the brand of math rock that bands such as Don Cab pioneered has kind of disappeared for some reason, and I don't know why exactly that is, but it sucks. Carly Rae Jepsen's hit songs are literally a compilation of the worst tracks she's made, and I think that her career overall has suffered from it due to people not giving her a chance because they think that all of her music is as bad as her hits. Honestly, I don't think Carly's hits are that bad. Like Call Me Maybe, I don't think it's the worst pop song. I don't think it's the trashiest pop song. There are far more obnoxious pop songs out there, in my opinion. DJ Khaled comes out with quite a few of them. And I wouldn't say that her hits have ruined her career either. I think the phenomenon that you're speaking to is that there is a contingent of the indie scene, of the music nerd scene, that actually enjoy Carly's music because it's contemporary pop that doesn't necessarily feel like it's trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator all the time. It's a bit more tasteful, it's a bit more passionate, it's a bit more captivating. And I think what you're saying here is that would be more widely understood if all of her songs were like that. But at the end of the day, Carly is a pop artist and she has to kind of compete on that level when it comes to the single. You know, if somebody is so close-minded that they won't try out Carly Rae Jepsen's music because they assume she's just another pop artist, chances are that they wouldn't really enjoy her deep cuts anyway, so fuck them. I think if anything has hurt her career in the pop field, it's that she has yet to come out with a bigger song than Call Me Maybe. Not that I'm saying that she should try to sell her soul or sell out her music, sell out her artistry to do so, but it would be great if she could achieve that. Just because a song touches on an important topic or has a heartfelt message, that doesn't automatically mean it's good. For example, Logic's the Suicide Hotline song. Sure, I mean, I also think back to that anti-Trump track that Le Tigre dropped a while ago that was just so absolutely cringe. I could not stand it. As much as I could agree with the message of that track and dozens of other songs that have been released that are like, hey, we don't like Trump, Trump sucks. Just because you don't like him and I don't like him doesn't mean that automatically you have the ability to write a great song about that. If you write a shit song, you've written a shit song. But as far as the heartfelt message thing goes, you know, there are a lot of people that, regardless of the quality of the track, will kind of take to songs pretty easily that they feel like they relate to or speak to their pain, their suffering, their unhappiness, because when you're in that state of mind, when you're in that position and you're not feeling very well, it's probably more important to you to feel like you're a little less alone in the world as opposed to, oh, hey, wow, this song is quite spectacular. So while I do agree with your point, I also do want to say that the phenomenon that you're talking about here, it does happen for a reason. This is just everyone trying for their 15 seconds of melon fame. I mean, Yeah, it does seem like some of the responses that I've been getting over the course of this segment when I put out these tweets have been getting more and more ridiculous and memey and silly and stupid, and that's fine and that's good, and everybody's just having fun. But here's the thing, don't worry about that. I've got to make the content. All you got to do is watch the content. So you just sit back, just shut the fuck up. Let the trolls troll, because that's what they do. I will just continue to ignore them, and maybe every once in a while pick out one of the ones that seem like they have a slightly higher IQ. And outside of that, the segment will continue as usual. So there you go. Because I don't know what's really more annoying at the end of the day. Is it the trolls, or is it the people who are like, there are people here trolling. There are people here trolling. Is this your first day on the internet? My boy, the report of the week official could take you down in a fight easily. You would stand zero chance. Review Bra would eat you like he eats the new McDonald's quarter pounder. The next report of the week video will just be Melon Review as he smashes your face in. This is bullshit. I could take report of the week. I could take him. I got the reviews. I got the guns. Stay out of my way, bro. Stay out of my way. I've got on my tough guy jacket. Are you trying to get flamed? I'll flame you, man. You'll get flamed. You'll get flamed this way, get flamed that way, then you get the double flame. Flame, flame, flame. Get flamed, bro. I'll flame you. Tame Impala has gotten way too far for a band just rewriting the same shitty fake psychedelic song 30 different ways. Yeah, I just don't really see it. I mean, Elephant is an example of a song that, in my opinion, sounds like no other song in the band's discography. Super heavy, super fun. Currents was an entirely different instrumental and stylistic shift from any other project the band had dropped up until that point. I just don't get this argument that the band has written the same song like 30 different ways. As much as I value your opinion, I think that you're pretty hard on modern rock music in general. It is easier for you to give boundary-pushing hip-hop record a 10 in contrast to a rock record because almost everything in rock has been virtually done before. Look, here's the thing. Up until the point when something new has been or is being done, it always seems like virtually everything in the genre that we're talking about has been done before. Change happens very slowly. It happens very incrementally. Groundbreaking music does not often just fall into your lap. You have to kind of go out and look for it. And I have loved and have celebrated multiple rock records so far this year that I have personally thought are pretty cutting edge. I mean, the New Zealand Ardor album, the new Death Grips record has quite a bit of rock influence on it. I love that band Algiers and their past couple of albums, which has an incredible and experimental and adventurous set of influences on there, from blues to soul to post-punk and goth. The new Tropical Fuckstorm album is very adventurous and noisy, heavy, experimental, and fun, passionate. Ghost, I wouldn't really say they're all that boundary pushing, but I think that actually kind of flies in the face of some of what you're saying here. Like, they're not that adventurous of a band, and yet I love their new album. Parquet Courts, yet another example of a rock band that on the surface, I wouldn't really say is that experimental, that cutting edge, and yet their new album, Wide Awake, is, I don't know, one of my favorite records of the year. So, I mean, I don't really think there's a lack of interesting stuff going on in rock right now. Jack White's new record, too. The issue is that rock is just not the zeitgeist. It's just not the mainstream at the moment. So, I personally don't feel like I'm that much harder on rock music. I've given plenty of positive reviews to rock music this year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually think there are more rock records in my loved list than hip-hop records this year, so what can we say to that? Demi Lovato is perceived as a victim in her battle with mental illness and substance abuse, but artists going through or who went through similar situations are often called stupid junkies, etc. For example, Lil Peep. It should apply to all or none of them. Personally, I haven't followed the reception of both of these stories so closely that I'm seeing that huge of a difference between the way that Lil Peep is being received and Demi Lovato is being received. I mean, I've been seeing some people like really kind of make fun of her and drag her name through the mud and make tons of nasty memes about her. And as far as Lil Peep is concerned, a great deal of the reactions to his passing I saw were very sympathetic. And even though it failed to create a social and very necessary sea change right now in the hip-hop community, I do think Peep's passing did open up a greater conversation about addiction and mental health. Metallica's fan base is the only reason for Lulu's bad reception. If it was literally any other band, it would have had a fair chance before everyone started to straight trashing it. I do not agree with this, because here's the thing. It's a double-edged sword. The last thing Metallica fans want to listen to is Lou Reed. But conversely, the last thing Lou Reed fans want to listen to is any Metallica record that came out after And Justice for All. And even Metallica that dropped before that, they don't really want to listen to. If what you were saying here is the case, I actually think Lulu would have gotten a much better shake in the music review community, who are notoriously big fans of Lou Reed. But in fact, Lulu did not, because, again, Lou Reed fans, they hate Metallica, and they did not like the record. And we're not willing to give the album at least a little bit of credit because of its creativity, because of its risk factor, because of how bold it was, and because of what Lou had brought to the table on the album. A$AP Rocky is not that pretty. Did you see that picture of him looking like a single mom? He was gorgeous in that photo, okay? And you respect that. All right, everyone. You're the best. I'm going to leave it at that. This has been another episode of Let's Argue. Over here next to my head is the playlist series of Let's Argue that you can check out for yourselves and see everything that's going on with Let's Argue. And you're the best. You're the best. Hit the link to subscribe to the channel too, and I will see you in the next one. Anthony Fantano, Let's Argue forever.